And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our live stream coverage of the 2022 NTFA Premier Division Best and Fairest count on this Sunday afternoon, wherever you may be watching us from here in Tasmania or around Australia, or even maybe tuning in overseas. Great to have your company. And wow, what a day we had yesterday for the NTFA Grand Final. Almost 6,500 people through the gates during the course of the 4 grand finals yesterday. Some brilliant football action, and also big thanks to all the viewers on the live stream. We tallied it up last night. There's more probably no doubt watching today, the highlights of it and replays, but we had over 30,000 tune in via the live streams yesterday on Facebook and YouTube. So a massive thanks to everyone for being a part of what was a terrific day. So the process today, we're going to go through the 4 competitions, starting with the under-18s, to be followed by the reserves, women's and men's seniors best and fairest counts. We're going to intermingle that with some highlights of yesterday's grand finals as well, with all the games, and the team of the year announcements for the women and the men as well. So I hope you can stick with us for the next 1.5 to 2 hours as we go through it on this Sunday afternoon. I know plenty of clubs are at their club rooms today. I'm not sure what shape Longford and a few others may be in, but no doubt they're having a very happy time there. But big thanks to everyone for being a part of it today. Hope you enjoy it. So we're going to kick things off firstly to get ready for the under-18 vote count. We're going to play a few minutes of highlights from yesterday's grand final between South Launceston and Bridgenorth. So enjoy that. And when we come back after the highlights, it'll be all the votes counting action.
There, so Farquhar set shot from 25 metres out, directly in front of the goals. The umpire stands up. That indicates Bridgenorth have got one.
Great start there by the Parrots, but I am watching in the centre of the ground Captain Tom Sims.
The way that Bridgenorth are going to try and get a score is ball's just rolling around inside the pocket. Hands have done him. Seen him play a little bit this year. He's got a bit of pace. Cowley's rush shot on goal. Oh. That's gone through. Well, I thought that was going to the left, and I reckon the Bridgenorth players did as well. And they haven't touched it. Went through for a goal. Anyone, nearly by Gill. Still on the ground. See, they're set up really well behind the stoppages here.
Yeah, they have been South, and the intent from both sides has been terrific. But South are just winning these critical contested footy.
A little bit stagnant at the forward line then. They've still got an option. And it's Cowley. He's taken another bit. Parrot land. Now they charge forward again. It's going to be too easy at the back. Well, they actually spoiled each other. The ball feels free. That's a great tackle. And the kick off the ground goal. Well, they respond with a low, sneaky one. He had a set shot a few minutes ago, and then he's managed to dribble that one off the ground.
Yeah, it was great ball movement by South out of the back half.
Swinging handball out towards Wicks. Tight on the boundary. Great defence. And I reckon that's been taken over by the smart play.
Yeah, another good tackle there by Joe.
Well set up in the back half here. That's going to be holding.
Yeah, great tackle by Harry Templer there. His second and third efforts have been fantastic. It looks like with Sims out of the game, Jaden Blackwell's been pushed forward. He's played a fair bit.
Good handball out. Nearly got it to Kidd. Woolcock Davis spinning and spinning in the cycle. That's a free kick. Great stuff.
Has he?
I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, was that a push? Corkery really comes over and tells Alexander, you made a mistake. It's actually some. It's Alexander, I think, was giving some advice to the umpire.
The umpire dissent rule. But,
yeah. So Simmons with a goal. He's played loose a little bit, so a lot of his marks have been uncontested. But
yeah, he reads the ball really well, doesn't he?
High ball in towards South's forward line. Last gasp. South are the champions. They take out the NTFA under-18 grand final. 9-7-61 to 5-7-37. And the South players storm onto the ground. And congratulations to them. They've got the first one here in 4 big grand finals for 2022. And thanks, Bobby, for coming in. And great comments, mate. You've been fantastic. But just your last thoughts on this game before we have the presentation and the Best Player Award.
Yeah, no, well, thank you, Aaron. It's been good to be up here. Great view to watch it. But look, firstly, with the Bridgenorth, they were very brave today. They at times there they were well and truly behind, and it could have really blown out. But they hung tough. They kicked some goals late, and But credit to South. South who had just had that class, had that running ability through the middle, and they won plenty of those really important one-on-one contests. And then they were able to have enough inside 50s, enough forward entries to give them plenty of scoring opportunities. And been a solid year for them. Only lost the one game and back-to-back for them. So, and as we both said during the call, they're under 16s, the program they've got up there, it's a credit to them, and that's why they've got the silverware once again.
We might just mention a few of the better players as we see the presentation gets.
So congratulations to the South Launceston Football Club premiers in the under-18 competition in the Premier Division, but also well done to Bridgenorth. They certainly did fight that game out, as Bobby Beans on special comments made. They played it right out with a few goals there in that final quarter, but the Bulldogs deserving winners of the under-18 premiership for 2022. All right, so time now to move on to the best and fairest count, and how we're going to do this for all of our counts today is we're going to give you a leaderboard as it stands at round 9. So we'll go to that slide firstly, and then we will go through round by round from round 10 right through to the final round of the season. So if we go to our leaderboard as it stands after round number 9, you can see that Jones from Georgetown at the moment is our leader on 13. And then we've got a number of players there on 9 and 8 votes, Jordan and Symes from Longford and Bridgenorth respectively. And then we've got Barron, Betts from Bridgenorth, and also Bloomfield from Deloraine on 8 votes. So Jones with the lead at the minute on 4. So we'll head into round number 10 and go through the votes. Firstly, starting with Longford and St Pat's. 1 vote, D. Bellchambers, Longford. 2 votes, J. Huddleston, Longford. 3 votes, A. Jordan, Longford. Georgetown took on Bridgenorth, and the 1 vote went to B. Arnold of Georgetown. 2 votes, L. Jones, Georgetown. 3 votes, T. Symes, Bridgenorth. So checking the leaderboard there, and we can see that the gap has closed just a little bit at the end of round 10, but still Jones leading the way by 3 from Jordan, and Tommy Symes there from Bridgenorth. Of course, copped a nasty injury very, very early in the grand final yesterday as well against South Launceston, and had a terrific season right there in the mix as well. So we'll move on to round 11. And starting with Old Scotch and Longford, the votes went this way. 1 vote, J. Marshall, Old Scotch. 2 votes, J. Madden, Longford. 3 votes, A. Jordan, Longford. Moving now on to St Pat's and South Launceston. The 1 vote went to O. Alexander, South Launceston. 2 votes, N. Clay, South Launceston. 3 votes, A. Woodcock Davis, South Launceston. Bridgenorth versus Bracknell. 1 vote, R. Bayard, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, D. Farquhar. And 3 votes went to D. Jordan. Georgetown versus Rochalee. 1 vote, K. Fraser, Georgetown. 2 votes, M. G. Georgetown. 3 votes, L. Jones, Georgetown. So that is the end of voting for round 11. And we'll move straight into round 12, starting with Rochalee and Bridgenorth. And 1 vote, M. Williams, Rochalee. 2 votes, J. Blackwell, Bridgenorth. And 3 votes, Z. Atkins, Bridgenorth. Old Scotch versus Deloraine. 1 vote, J. Gale, Deloraine. 2 votes, E. Bellinger, Old Scotch. 3 votes, D. Bloomfield, Deloraine. And Bracknell versus South Launceston. 1 vote, G. Williams, South Launceston. 2 votes, O. Alexander, South Launceston. And 3 votes went to J. Elmer, South Launceston, taking us to the conclusion of round number 12. As we head to round 13, we'll check the leaderboard at the end of this round, and we'll start off with the game between Bridgenorth and St Pat's. 1 vote, L. Higginson Merriman, St Pat's, 2 votes. A Roberts, Bridgenorth, 3 votes. Z Atkins, Bridgenorth. South Launceston versus Rochalee, 1 vote. H Pitt, Rochalee, 2 votes. R Duniam, South Launceston, 3 votes. W Cowley, South Launceston. Old Scotch versus Longford, 1 vote. A Edwards, Old Scotch, 2 votes. R Barron, Longford, 3 votes. D Bellchambers, Longford. Deloraine versus Bracknell, and the 1 vote went to C Brickman, Bracknell, 2 votes. L Howe, Deloraine, 3 votes. B Lindsay, Deloraine. And finally, the Georgetown Saints and Scottsdale, 1 vote. C Triffett, Georgetown, 2 votes. K Fraser, Georgetown, 3 votes. J Harris, Georgetown. So enter round 13, and we can see that Jones has still got a 3-vote lead over A Jordan from Longford, and then Symes of Bridgenorth in 3rd place at the moment on 12. Still plenty in the hunt. Bloomfield from Deloraine, Barron from Longford, and also Harris from Georgetown on 9 votes. Well and truly in contention. Plenty of rounds, plenty of football left to go. So we'll move on to round 14 in the under-18s vote count for 2022, and we'll start with Old Scotch versus South Launceston. 1 vote. O Alexander, South Launceston. 2 votes. R Duniam, South Launceston. 3 votes. W Richards, South Launceston. Scottsdale versus Bridgenorth is up next. 1 vote. L Mountney, Scottsdale. 2 votes. H Templar, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. J Betts, Bridgenorth. St Pat's versus Georgetown, 1 vote. K Fraser, Georgetown, 2 votes. J Ellis, Georgetown, 3 votes. M G, Georgetown. Moving on to the big rivals, Bracknell and Longford up next. 1 vote. C Taylor, Longford, 2 votes. R Barron, Longford, 3 votes. J Madden, Longford. And finally, Rochalee versus Deloraine. 1 vote. D Hewitt, Deloraine. 2 votes. R Lowe, Deloraine. 3 votes. J Gale, Deloraine. So that takes us through to the end of round 14. 4 to go. Tight leaderboard. We'll move on to round 15 straight away. And we'll start with South Launceston and Scottsdale at Youngtown. And the 1 vote went to W Cowley, South Launceston. 2 votes. N Clay, South Launceston. 3 votes. T Graham, South Launceston. It was the Country Tigers and the City Tigers next, Longford and Rochalee. And the 1 vote for this game went to H Pitt, Rochalee. 2 votes. R Barron, Longford. 3 votes. D Bellchambers, Longford. And finally, Bridgenorth and Old Scotch, 1 vote. E Bellinger, Old Scotch. 2 votes. Z Atkins, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. J Betts, Bridgenorth. So there we have it. That takes us through to the end of round 15. And we'll move on to round 16 and we'll give you the updated leaderboard as it will stand with a couple of rounds left after this. So round 16 action started with Bracknell and St Pat's. 1 vote. L Cheek, St Pat's. 2 votes. J Harris, St Pat's. 3 votes. O McFarlane, Bracknell. And South Launceston versus Georgetown, 1 vote. L Jones, Georgetown. 2 votes. T Graham, South Launceston. 3 votes. O Alexander, South Launceston. So a couple of rounds left and time to have a look at the leaderboard. And we can see that Jones is still leading the way from Georgetown. Got a nice little buffer there of 4 over Jordan and Barron, the teammates from the Longford Tigers. So 15 and 14 votes respectively. And then we've got the Bridgenorth, pairing of Betts and Symes there on 14 and 12. And Graham from South Launceston on 12 votes as well. So 2 rounds left to go in our count. And we'll move on to round 17 action now. 4 complement matches starting with Georgetown and Deloraine. 1 vote. D. Bloomfield, Deloraine. 2 votes. L. Jones, Georgetown. 3 votes. H. Sharon, Georgetown. Rochalee versus Bracknell. 1 vote. A. Schilling, Rochalee. 2 votes. C. Brinkman, Bracknell. 3 votes. J. Pitt, Rochalee. Bridgenorth took on South Launceston, and from South Launceston, the 1 vote went to W. Cowley. 2 votes. T. Symes, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. J. Betts from Bridgenorth. Scottsdale and Longford, 1 vote. C. Taylor, Longford. 2 votes. R. Barron, Longford. 3 votes went to J. Madden, Longford. And finally, St. Pat's and Old Scotch, 1 vote. D. Richards, St. Pat's. 2 votes. E. Bellinger, Old Scotch. 3 votes. R. Mackenzie, Old Scotch. So, round 17 done. 1 round left to go. And here is the leaderboard. As you can see, getting loud already at Georgetown. L. Jones is on 21. 4 votes clear of Betts from Bridgenorth. And then Barron, Jordan, Symes and Madden. So we'll get stuck straight into round number 18. Final round. Starting with Deloraine and Bridgenorth. 1 vote. S. Kirkman, Deloraine. 2 votes. D. Farquhar, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. J. Corkery, Bridgenorth. Rochalee versus St. Pat's, 1 vote. R. Quarrel, Rochalee. 2 votes. H. Pitt, Rochalee. 3 votes. J. Pitt, Rochalee. And Longford versus Georgetown, 1 vote. R. Barron, Longford. 2 votes. K. Fraser, Georgetown. 3 votes. K. Ronker, Longford. So that is the end of the count for the under-18s for 2022. And let's check our final leaderboard. We can see that J. Madden of Longford has finished on 13 votes, with T. Symes from Bridgenorth on 14. And then we move on to 3rd place. And big congratulations to Alex Jordan from the Longford Football Club. He's finished 3rd on 15. Our best and fairest runner-up joint with 17 votes, Rocky Barron from Longford and Jaden Betts from the Bridgenorth Football Club. So big congratulations to both of you. And our 2022 Premier Division Under-18 Best and Fairest winners, a big congratulations to Logan Jones of the Georgetown Football Club, finishing 4 votes clear on 21. A great season from Logan, but a big congratulations to all of our voters and everyone that is placed in there, because you are the future of NTFA football, and a huge congratulations. And the prizes will be awarded, and a celebration of the NTFA will be on the 1st of October. So look out for your invites in the mail, and we look forward to seeing plenty there at the Tram Sheds on the 1st of October for our end-of-season presentation cocktail party for the NTFA, where we'll be making presentations to all of our winners and prize getters for season 2022. So well done. That's the under-18s done and dusted. We're going to be back shortly with the reserves best and fairest counts, but let's revisit some of the grand final action from yesterday at UTAS Stadium.
But it's been a little bit of a rain around earlier, Matthew, which might be contributing to that fumbly nature.
You can see both teams want to be aggressive when they get the footy, though. They're trying to switch it. They're trying to take on attacking kicks, which you really like to see.
Brad Keegan's taken that one out of the air, but he's tackled beautifully, and free kick there to Longford. Scrubby old kick, but it's going to fall fortuitously into the arms of Baden Alexander. So, yeah, funny old kick off the boot, as the viewers will see. There's the free kick for holding the ball. Ball pumped in by Daniel Bennett. and fortuitously into the arms of Alexander, who's going to line up from around about 30 metres out straight in front, no angle at all. Makes the umpire work a little, but that's the first goal for the Tigers. 1 goal straight 6. South Launceston yet to score. Sam Artis, nice measured kick. Oh dear. South Launceston player there dropped what he should have taken, Ben Haywood, and spent that one, I think, before it got there. Matthew Davey turns the ball to the umpire there for the Tigers. The ball's just down in front of us in the commentary position here. Umpire balls it up. South Launceston player ridden into the ground. Lucky not to give away a free kick there. Umpire says that's mine. He's going to ball it up again. Repeat of the last stoppage. Muckman battle. Umpire's found a free kick there. A holding free kick, I think, there. Holding free kick wanted. And it's going to be Elliot Lockhart. The resultant free kick. He's going to kick from just inside 50. Lockhart strikes it well. Strikes it really well. The crowd noise gives it up. And that's just the start South Launceston wanted. They move on to 3. Make a mistake, Matty, at that part of the ground.
Turnovers have been crucial here today. When teams have looked to move the footy at times, they've turned it over in dangerous positions, and it leaves forwards in open space. And Alexander finished one early from a similar position, so you feel like he's got this in him.
Probably the most critical kick of the game in the game at this point. South come out like a house on fire. Longford looking to steady. Alexander strikes it really well. Strikes it really well. And Alexander, his second goal. Up there in the direction of Alexander. Goes by hand. They're out now, the Tigers. Bennett with a bounce. Lost it, gathered it. Steadies, fakes, dummies himself, goes around his opponent. Bennett, beautiful play from Bennett, drives it inside 50, and that's a terrific mark. He's copped one high, and the umpire's going to... Cox picks it up. Dangerous position. Goes back to Edmonds, takes his time, kicks it to a contest. Oh, luck's a fortune. Sits for Barron, stands up 2 defenders. Barron runs around, has a bounce. Too far, says the umpire. Well, you can hear by the boot.
Hold it for as long as possible here.
You just get the sense we're really close. Graham with a tap as he's done all day. And there it is. There it is. NTFA Premier Division Reserves Grand Final. It's Tiger time. Longford 9-11-65. Taking the chocolates over South Launceston 3-7-25. And despite South winning that second semi, Matthew, in very convincing style, I think you'd probably have to say, after an undefeated season, the Longford Tigers deserve to be premiers in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. So 16 wins from 16 matches during the regular season. Big surprise to see that they didn't qualify first to the grand final, that South did, but obviously they've come out with a point to prove here today and have done it in emphatic style. It's also a back-to-back premiership for their reserve side, which is a fantastic effort, because obviously your reserve side can be strongly affected by player turnover, by how your senior side's going. So it's a great sign for their footy club that they've got reserves teams winning 2 flags back-to-back and their senior side going really, really well. So from a whole club perspective, their under-18s are on the up as well, played in the final series. So ticking a lot of boxes out at Longford, but reward for effort for a dominant season for the Longford reserves.
Just as we...
Well, there you go. Congratulations. Start of a great double day for Longford yesterday out there at UTAS Stadium, taking out the reserves premiership over South Launceston. But a terrific year for the Bulldogs as well. Obviously winning the under-18s, making the grand final in the reserves as well. So well done to them, and figuring prominently in the final series as well in the seniors. So that segues us in beautifully to the reserves best and fairest count. So we're going to start off with the leaderboard after round 9. And as we can see, as we bring that up on the screen now, we can see that it's Brad Dodds from South Launceston leading the way at the moment. Very tight, though, by just the one from Page from Bridge North. And we've also got Whedon from Longford there as well, and then a three-way tussle between Fenton, Pearton and Whelan there as well for the others. So very, very even Stevens at the halfway mark of the season in the reserves. So let's get stuck into it, and we'll head to round number 10, and we'll start with Bracknell and Georgetown. And the one vote went to J. Bailey, Georgetown. 2 votes are Burrows, Bracknell. 3 votes, K. Mulder, Bracknell. Longford versus Bridgenorth, 1 vote, S. Luttrell, Longford. 2 votes, T. Dwyer, Longford. 3 votes, L. Pearton, Longford. Rochalee versus Scottsdale, and 1 vote in this game went to J. Streets, Rochalee. 2 votes, B. Davis, Scottsdale. 3 votes, C. Barnes, Scottsdale. And Deloraine versus South Launceston, 1 vote, D. Brown, Deloraine. 2 votes, T. Stevens, Deloraine. 3 votes, D. Egan, South Launceston. So that's the votes for round 10 locked and loaded. And the leaderboard, there we can see Luke Pearton, now our new leader from Longford, on 10 votes from Brad Dodds, on 8 from South Launceston. But as you can see, very, very tight, just 3 votes separating 7 players. So long way to go, anyone's game. So we'll kick straight into round number 11 in the reserves, and we'll start off with South Launceston and Longford. 1 vote went the way of Aaron Viney, South Launceston. 2 votes, S. Graham, Longford. 3 votes, J. Blair, Longford. Scottsdale took on Hillwood. 1 vote, J. Hayes, Scottsdale. 2 votes, K. Fullard, Hillwood. 3 votes, M. Dickenberg, Hillwood. Bridgenorth versus Bracknell. 1 vote, A. Johns, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, G. Smith, Bridgenorth. 3 votes, T. Tierney, Bridgenorth. And Georgetown versus Rochalee. 1 vote, J. Streets, Rochalee. 2 votes, J. Gibbs, Georgetown. 3 votes, M. Jones, Georgetown. So it leads us into round number 12. Now reserves best and fairest count. Rochalee took on Bridgenorth. 1 vote, A. Wilmot, Rochalee. 2 votes, T. Lilly, Bridgenorth. 3 votes, W. Decker, Bridgenorth. The Longford Tigers versus the Deloraine Kangaroos was next. 1 vote, D. King, Longford. 2 votes, T. Cox, Longford. 3 votes, J. Lewis, Longford. Hillwood versus Georgetown, the 2 big rivals. 1 vote went to Hillwood's K. Nielsen. 2 votes, C. Bird, Georgetown. 3 votes, J. Deacon, Georgetown. Bracknell versus South Launceston. 1 vote, N. Kruger, South Launceston. 2 votes, B. Keegan, South Launceston. 3 votes, J. Chorley, Bracknell. Round 13, Georgetown versus Scottsdale. 1 vote, J. Gibbs, Georgetown. 2 votes, B. Hugo, Georgetown. 3 votes, J. Whelan, Scottsdale. South Launceston versus Rochalee. 1 vote, J. Streets, Rochalee. 2 votes, B. Keegan, South Launceston. 3 votes, J. Lewis, South Launceston. Deloraine versus Bracknell. 1 vote, L. Palfreyman, Bracknell. 2 votes, K. Mulder, Bracknell. 3 votes, J. Hewitt, Bracknell. Bridgenorth versus Hillwood. 1 vote, T. Tierney, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, M. Dickenberg, Hillwood. 3 votes, G. Smith, Bridgenorth. So there are the votes, and we'll go to the leaderboard as it stands after round 13 with 5 rounds left to go. And as you will see, it is extremely tight still. We've got the top 6 separated by just 2. We've got Luke Pearton And also Josh Whelan there from Longford and Scottsdale, respectively, on 10. Mulder from Bracknell has got into the hunt as well, now on 9 votes, as well as Bradley Dodds. And then we've got Page and Whedon from Longford on 8 votes. So really, really tight there. So last 5 rounds of the season. And I think we're going to have a tight finish the way this is going. They haven't been separated. Low vote getters just showing the depth of talent amongst all the clubs in the reserves this year. And we'll see how we go now as we move into round number 14. And we'll start with Hillwood and South Launceston. 1 vote. D. Morgan, South Launceston. 2 votes. G. Leicester, South Launceston. 3 votes. B. Keegan, South Launceston. Bracknell versus Longford. 1 vote. J. Pearson, Bracknell. 2 votes. S. Chugg, Longford. 3 votes. D. Bennett, Longford. Rochely versus Deloraine. 1 vote. B. Bassett, Rochely. 2 votes. N. Lewis, Rochely. 3 votes. B. Doost from Rochely. And Scottsdale versus Bridgenorth. 1 vote. J. Hayes, Scottsdale. 2 votes. B. DeMeyer, Bridgenorth. And 3 votes. T. Templeton from Bridgenorth. And that is the end of round number 14. Round 15 votes go like this. Deloraine versus Hillwood. 1 vote. J. Gale, Deloraine. 2 votes. M. Mason, Hillwood. 3 votes. N. Hammersley, Hillwood. Bridgenorth and Georgetown is next up, and the 1 vote went to J. Gibbs, Georgetown. 2 votes. T. Tierney, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. W. Decker, Bridgenorth. Longford versus Rochely. 1 vote. J. Lewis, Longford. 2 votes. A. Dakin, Longford. 3 votes. B. Murfitt, Longford. South Launceston versus Scottsdale. 1 vote. B. Dodds, South Launceston. 2 votes. B. Haywood, South Launceston. 3 votes. M. Lee, South Launceston. So we've only got 3 rounds left to go to determine our best and fairest winner for season 2022 in the NTFA Premier Division Reserves. So we'll move into round 16, kicking it off with Bracknell and Rochely. 1 vote went the way of C. Dewig, Bracknell. 2 votes. B. Franklin, Rochely. 3 votes. A. Hitchell, Rochely. Deloraine versus Scottsdale. Famous initial and surname. 1 vote. D. Hall, Scottsdale. 2 votes. J. Nunn, Scottsdale. 3 votes. W. Burr, Scottsdale. South Launceston versus Georgetown. 1 vote. L. Rowlands, South Launceston. 2 votes. B. Keegan, South Launceston. 3 votes. South Launceston. B. Dodds. And Longford versus Hillwood. 1 vote. B. Chugg, Longford. 2 votes. A. Dakin, Longford. 3 votes. J. Clark, Hillwood. So we've got a couple of rounds left to go. Time to have a look at the leaderboard. We can see Mulder and Tierney there on 9 votes with Whelan and Pearton. Josh Whelan, Luke Pearton there in equal third on 10 at the moment. We've got Brad Keegan from South Launceston on 12, and then teammate Bradley Dodds just 1 vote clear. So 2 rounds to go, 4 votes between first and fourth. We've got Tierney and Mulder there. So it is anyone's best and fairest for 2022. That is for sure. So let's head into round number 17. Georgetown versus Deloraine. 1 vote. T. Stevens, Deloraine. 2 votes. J. Bailey, Georgetown. 3 votes. C. Cook, Deloraine. Bridgenorth versus South Launceston. 1 vote. B. DeMeyer, Bridgenorth. 2 votes. A. Viney, South Launceston. 3 votes. C. Walker, Bridgenorth. Hillwood versus Bracknell. 1 vote. L. Donnelly, Hillwood. 2 votes. C. Prashiak, Hillwood. 3 votes. B. Philpott, Bracknell. Scottsdale versus Longford. 1 vote. S. Gray, Longford. 2 votes. L. Dakin, Longford. 3 votes. B. Murfitt, Longford. So not a massive amount of change, but what we can see though, Bradley Dodds is leading the way by just 1 vote with 1 round left to go from teammate Brad Keegan on 12, Luke Pearton and Josh Whelan still in contention on 10 as well, and then Tierney, Mulder and Walker has come into the places as well on 9 votes with the 3 votes in that last game against South Launceston. So here we go. 1 round left to go to determine the winner. Round 18. And we'll start off with Longford and Georgetown. 1 vote. B. Chugg, Longford. 2 votes. C. Ackers, Longford. 3 votes. S. Chugg, Longford. Deloraine versus Bridgenorth. 1 vote. O. Reed, Bridgenorth. 2 votes. J. Griffiths, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. Finished the season very strongly. B. DeMeyer, Bridgenorth. Rochalee versus Hillwood. 1 vote. A. Whitmore, Hillwood. 2 votes. A. Wilmot, Rochalee. 3 votes. A. Etchell, Rochalee. Bracknell versus Scottsdale. 1 vote. L. Cox, Scottsdale. 2 votes. R. Burrows, Bracknell. 3 votes. K. Mulder, Bracknell. So there we have it. That is the Best and Fairest Award final round done and dusted, and that concludes our Best and Fairest count for the reserve. So time now to have a look at the final leaderboard, and we can see that Walker of Bridgenorth has finished on 9 votes, along with his teammate in Tierney. In 3rd place, congratulations go to joint place getters in Luke Pearton and Josh Whelan from Longford and Scottsdale, respectively, on 10 votes. Our Best and Fairest runner-ups, there are 2 of them. Brad Keegan and Cade Mulder from South Launceston and Cade Mulder from Bracknell. Congratulations to the 2 of you on a great season, finishing on 12 votes. And pleased to announce that our 2022 Premier Division Reserves Best and Fairest winner, finishing 1 vote clear on 13, is Bradley Dodds from the South Launceston Bulldogs. Outstanding season for Brad. Congratulations on the win for you and taking out the Best and Fairest title. As you see, the vote counts very low there, 13 being the winning number of votes for season 2022. Just shows, again, as I mentioned earlier, the depth of talent we got coming through the NTFA. So a great count there. And Brad, we look forward to seeing you at the function on the 1st of October, where you'll be presented with your Best and Fairest award for season 2022. Stick with us. We've got plenty to come still this afternoon on our live stream. Great to have your company, whether you're at the club rooms, whether you're at home or wherever you may be watching. It's great to have you. It's been a massive weekend, a massive couple of weekends, of course, with Division 1 last week and the Premier Division Grand Final. If you're just tuning in, we're looking forward to the Best and Fairest count still to come for the women and the men. And we've also got the announcement of our Team of the Years for women and men as well. So plenty still to get through. Tremendous grand final yesterday in the women's between Launceston and Old Launcestonians. OL's got the jump early. Abby Green was unbelievable in the first quarter and a half. And then Launceston gradually got on top. They've only lost 1 match since they joined the NTFA, but they were challenged the whole way right till the final siren. Let's relive a little bit of it now with some highlights of yesterday's grand final between Launceston and Old Launcestonians in the NTFA Premier Division Women.
Got a reasonable piece of it. It might just flick over the back. It might be a goal. Is it touched? And the Launceston girls are saying, I think that's touched. I'll need to confer. We have no arc here today. So we're going to have to go with what the goal umpire thinks, and the goal umpire says it's a goal. So Abby Green gets the first on the board for OL. So Rick Fontaine doing his best media liaison work there, saying it's in fact Monique Dufty. So we'll get Green. Now she's got to collect and try and duck around. She's smart enough. She got round one, couldn't get around the second. Had to give it back. Oh, there's a front on high tackle. And that will go to Madeline Fry, I think, out there, who's drifted down.
That's why she's the skipper, putting the head in the hole, putting the body on the line, drawing the free kick. Just watching off the ball here, I reckon OLs have identified Deanne Taylor as well. It looks like number 20 Svensson is doing a bit of a tagging role on Deanne, following her everywhere.
So that kick is not going to take it. Oh, Green! That could be a miracle goal. What a sensational snap from the pocket by Green. She's got free. That's something out of nothing. Got a bit of a hook on it, but that was a smart kick in the end. Dufty had a big tackle, and that might have been a bit high. Umpire said yes, it is. And the free kick's going to Tiffany Weinberg. So Weinberg's got it. And just a hand over the shoulder. I think that's a free kick.
She's known for her toughness, Mackenzie Lloyd. That's why she's one of their leaders for OLs. But unfortunately, just a bit too much aggression in that tackle there has cost her side. Hopefully only on the minor scale for her.
Important kick this. It is through for a goal. So Weinberg gets her first.
She looks dangerous every time she goes near it, Ebony Augustini, but Hannah Lee is doing a fantastic job quelling her influence.
Yep, you've got to go the whole journey. Here's Lloyd. Nice bit of fancy footwork. Dropped the footy, got it back, dropped it, almost got it back. Older is over the footy. And another baller. The umpire comes quickly in. Dufty and Moore. The good netballers there going head to head. Here's Taylor. Just with a reverse check side kick, and that might be a goal. That's a wonderful kick from there. She knew exactly what she was doing. She had the goals on her mind, and she popped it through.
Probably one of the more highly credentialed female footballers in the state. She's captained the state at rep footy level. She's captained the...
Finally got the kick high, and Pearson just stood her ground. She wants to play on. Stand rule allows the game to flow. Here's Green. She's got to get round Hill. She backpedals. Got the handball away. I think that's play on. That's a bit hot for me, and maybe 50 for a bit of... you can't say that.
It's... And she's got the mental fortitude, I reckon. She will want this responsibility as the leader that she is. She leads by actions and on the footy field, so she will take this responsibility on herself to get it done. I'm looking at Abby Green also being helped off by the trainer through the middle of the ground here. That is a blow that OLs cannot afford. Might be a shoulder.
Here's Taylor. Roosts it long. She's got a couple. And Launceston are out by 8 points. As Abby Green, off shot, finds a way. And straight, she wants to sit down. Kick, it might be rushed through. It is a behind, but that might be all we see in this grand final. We've got about 7 seconds to go. And away they go. The siren sounds, and Launceston are premiers in the NTFA Premier Division. In the women's, Launceston get the job done by 9 points. And they booted 4 goals, 5-29 to Old Launcestonians, 3-20. 1 goal only after half-time for OLs. What a game of footy. It was close, it was tight. It was 4 points to Old Launcestonians at quarter-time. At half-time, out to 6 points to OLs. At three-quarter time, Launceston had wrested back the lead by 2 points, and they never gave it up in the end to boot 4-5-29 to OLs 3-2-20. Goal kickers for both teams. And for Launceston, it was Taylor who kicked 2, Weinberg with a single, and Ebony Agostini with a single. And for OLs, Abby Green, who went off in that last quarter, She booted their only 3 goals for the game, and let's hope she's okay. She had a shoulder injury by the looks of things. The main concern for her was a knee, but she seemed to get through okay with that, then copped another injury. But the final score here, Launceston 4-5-29, OLs 3-2-20. Matt.
So congratulations to the Launceston Football Club. They've been the best side in the competition for the last couple of years and deserving premiers, but challenged, as we said, all the way by Old Launcestonians yesterday in that grand final. So well done to both teams. Deanne Taylor had a sensational day as well for Launceston. Of course, Abby Green, until she suffered that injury, 3 goals, was outstanding as well, the former AFLW player and coach of Old Launcestonians. Well, as you can see, I'm joined by a guest, and it's a great pleasure to welcome Scotty Hill from Bogues. Mate, welcome.
Thanks, Rick. Good to be here.
Firstly, thank you for the magnificent partnership. Of course, we're into our 4th decade now, Bogues in the NTFA, and I think, did I hear it's about the longest running sponsorship deal that Bogues have?
Definitely the longest one in Tasmania, for sure, yep.
Brilliant. You have a good day yesterday?
Yeah, it's a great day. Great few games of football. So, it's been a great season. It
has been, and we've got some votes to get through very shortly, but what we might do now, we'll have a look at the team of the year for the women this year. It's a very, very strong team, and there it is on your screen, and a great appointment there, I think, as well, with Abby Green coaching. First year as coach with Old Launcestonians, did a great job, of course, former AFLW players we mentioned with North Melbourne and Collingwood. Michael Maney in the call mentioning about her knee, and that unfortunately curtailed and shortened her AFLW career, but great to see her giving back to footy, and she was absolutely outstanding, as we mentioned a little earlier in the grand final yesterday. If we look at the back line, pretty strong one here, Scotty, your old team, Scottsdale, Michaela Binns, former coach, of course, of Launceston, in there, Maddie Fry from OLs, and then Mackenzie Lloyd and Dana Lester, also from Old Launcestonians, and Georgia Hill from Launceston. It was a great battle between Georgia and Abby yesterday in that grand final as well, but that's a pretty strong back line.
It's a strong back line, yes.
Now, we'll look at the midfield. Abby Green from Old Launcestonians there, and Liana Freestone from Launceston, Zoe Bourne, Old Scotch, Kelsey Hill, Deanne Taylor and Meg Radford, dominated by Launceston players there in the midfield, 4 of them, and a very fair midfield that is as well. And our forwards for the team of the year, Georgia Nicholas from Old Scotch, Amelia Dowling from Old Launcestonians, Ebony Agostini had a fine game yesterday in the grand final, Jenna Griffiths from Launceston, and Emily McKinnell from Bridgenorth. Great to see Emily in that team of the year as well. And the interchange bench, there are 6 of them, Chloe Pitt and Gemma Blair from Old Scotch, as well as, this is great too, then she had a tremendous season. Hillwood certainly struggled, of course, in the Premier Division, but the great thing is they fronted up every single week, and they had a great year, and they're obviously, unfortunately for them, going down to Division 1 next year, but Noreen Marangi has made the team of the year from Hillwood, and that's congratulations to her, because, as we said, they had their battles, Scotty, through the year in terms of success, but she was an absolute standout for them.
No, good to see.
And Jessica Jamison from Old Launcestonians, Phoebe Ketchell from Bridgenorth, and Alex Hall from Scottsdale. Scotty, you'd be happy with that?
Yeah, no, obviously, Alex has got a famous father from the Scottsdale area, and now she's making her own mark at Scottsdale, which is great to see.
Yep, she's been around the traps for a long time and is still playing very, very good football, as we know. And to make the team of the year is fantastic. For those unaware, of course, daughter of the absolute late, great Jamie Dennis, and still doing great things there at the Scottsdale Football Club, along with hubby Cable, of course, and his involvement, former coach of the women's, and now involved with the Scottsdale men's. So there we go. Congratulations to everyone in the Premier Division Women's Team of the Year for season 2022. Right, ready to do a bit of counting?
We'll do a bit of counting.
Yep.
Get into it after.
How are you with the numbers, mate? Good?
Oh, yeah, no, not too bad. We'll see how we go.
That's what we've got on the screen in front of us here, so we can go with it. So, you know how it works by now, everyone. We're going to go with the leaderboard as it stands at the end of round number 9, and then we'll get into the votes. So let's move on to the Premier Division Women leaderboard as it stands after round 9. And there we go. Speaking of, Alex Hall is our leader, Scotty, at the end of round 9. And she's there on 11 votes from Abby Green on 9, Emily McKinnell and Deanne Taylor there on 8, Maisie Edwards there on 6, and Hudson as well from Launceston on 6. So great start for Alex Hall.
It is a great
Having
start,
another
yes.
fine season. The Magpie legend. So let's see how it goes. Can she maintain it as we move to round number 10, which was a bye round. So we'll now head off to round number 11. And we might get you to read the votes. I'll tap the buttons here, Scotty, but we'll start with Launceston and Old Launcestonians.
No worries. So 1 vote Launceston, Kay Hill. 2 votes OL's D Leicester. 3 votes Launceston L Freestone.
All right, so Dana Lester getting a couple there, and Freestone for Launceston, the premiers. And we'll move on to Old Scotch and Bridgenorth.
So we've got 1 vote Old Scotch J Blair. 2 votes Old Scotch M Edwards. 3 votes Old Scotch G Nicholas.
Right, so Maisie Edwards getting a couple of votes there, so staying well in contention. We saw her there on the leaderboard. And now it's the Magpies and the Hillwood Sharks.
And we've got Hillwood 1 vote T Wright. N Marangi 2 votes Hillwood. A Hall 3 votes Scottsdale.
Wow, there we go. So
extended that lead.
Yes, another 3 votes for Alex Hall there from Scottsdale. You rightly said, extending that lead. So let's see how we go now as we move on to round number 12. And we'll start off with Old Launcestonians and Bridgenorth. 1 vote went the way of A Robinson, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, A Moore, Old Launcestonians. 3 votes, D Leicester, Old Launcestonians. So Ash Moore, who she took out the Player of the Year, I think, for the 3rd time in the State League Netball. She, Dana Lester, a State League netballer as well. And seeing a lot of that crossover now, aren't we?
There is a lot of crossover, yes.
The sports, and it's good that they can accommodate each other. So a great effort there from the 2 OLs girls getting 3 and 2, the netballers and footballers. Moving on to Launceston and Scottsdale next. 1 vote, Michaela Binns, Scottsdale. 2 votes, Kay Hill, Launceston. 3 votes, L Freestone, Launceston. And Hillwood versus Old Scotch. 1 vote, A Donnelly, Hillwood. 2 votes, J Blair, Old Scotch. And 3 votes, Z Bourne from Old Scotch Football Club. So that is the voting at the end of round 12 in our Premier Division Women. And moving on to round 13, and we'll check the leaderboard at the end of this round. Take it away.
So we've got Old Scotch v Launceston, 1 vote G Nicholas, Old Scotch. 2 votes K Hill, Launceston. 3 votes G Hill, Launceston.
All right, moving on now to the Parrots and the Sharks.
And we've got 1 vote S Hazelwood, Bridgenorth. 2 votes E Woods, Bridgenorth. 3 votes N Marangi, Hillwood.
So, Nareen Marangi, as we mentioned a little earlier, Scotty had a terrific season, a standout player for the Hillwood Football Club, and polling very well here as well as we move on to Old Launcestonians and Scottsdale.
And we've got A Hall, Scottsdale, 1 vote. R Irwin, Scottsdale, 2 votes. A Dowling, OL's 3 votes.
All right, so another vote there for Alex Hall. So let's have a look at the leaderboard as it stands at the end of round 13. And wow, we're seeing a bit of movement now. Alex Hall there on 15 votes, 5 clear from Nareen Marangi of Hillwood, and Freestone there on 9, as well as Abby Green, Maisie Edwards on 8, Emily McKinnell, Deanne Taylor on 8. So bit of work to be done with, 5 rounds to go. Alex Hall looking in very, very good shape.
Good lead at this stage.
She finished the season well?
Saw a couple of games towards the end, and I think she went all right. So, I think it's going to be pretty close.
Going to make a bold prediction at this early stage, Scotty?
We'll see how we go in the next couple of vote cards, I think.
Answered like a politician. Round 14, let's get on into it now, and we'll start off with Old Scotch and Old Launcestonians. A couple of matches in this round. 1 vote went the way of A Billing, Old Scotch. 2 votes, D Leicester, Old Launcestonians. 3 votes went the way of Abby Green from Old Launcestonians. Scottsdale versus Bridgenorth. 1 vote, L Johnston, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, M Binns, Scottsdale. 3 votes, E McKinnell, Bridgenorth. So that is it at the end of round 14. Abby Green getting an important 3 votes there for Old Launcestonians. So we'll move straight into round 15. Scotty Hill leading us away with Bridgenorth and Launceston.
So we've got 1 vote E. Agostini Launceston, 2 votes G. Hill Launceston, 3 votes D. Taylor Launceston.
So an important 3 there for Deanne Taylor for the Launceston Blues. Old Launcestonians versus Hillwood.
We've got 1 vote S. Farrow OLs, 2 votes C. Kelly OLs, 3 votes J. Jamison OLs.
All right, so round 15 done and dusted with just 3 rounds to go. And we'll head into round 16, and I think we might check the leaderboard at the end of this because see what the votes are at the end of this round and whether Alex Hall's still got a good, comfortable lead. We'll find out very shortly as we start off with Old Scotch and Scottsdale. 1 vote, G. Nicholas, Old Scotch. 2 votes, T. Kickoke, Old Scotch. 3 votes, M. Binns, Scottsdale. Launceston versus Old Launcestonians. 1 vote, D. Kelly, Old Launcestonians. 2 votes, Georgia Hill, Launceston. 3 votes, and she's making a move now, Abby Green, Old Launcestonians, getting a couple of best on grounds in a row. Finally, Bridgenorth versus Hillwood. 1 vote went the way of Noreen Marangi from Hillwood. 2 votes, H. Carr, Bridgenorth. 3 votes, Emily McKinnell from Bridgenorth Football Club. So this will be interesting, Scotty, because
Bit of movement now.
And we can see it that we have joint leaders at the end of round 16 with 2 rounds to go. Abby Green joins Alex Hall, who's led from round 9 at the halfway mark. And then Emily McKinnell also making a move from Bridgenorth. Deanne Taylor from Launceston. And Noreen Marangi still in it. And Michaela Binns still in it mathematically with a couple of rounds left to go as well. The Scottsdale coach on 9 votes. So 2 rounds to go. What are you thinking?
It's going to be tight.
You look nervous. You're getting a little sweaty fingers as a passionate Scottsdale man.
Yeah, don't want to show my bias, but it'd be nice to see someone from Scottsdale in this.
You're not wearing the black and white today, mate.
No,
so
it's close,
you
but
have played it well,
there.
going with the sponsor and your employer.
That's
well
right.
done. All right, let's head to round number 17 now, Scott, with 2 rounds left to go, starting with Launceston and Old Scotch.
And we've got 1 vote Old Scotch T. Keycoke, 2 votes J. Griffiths Launceston, 3 votes D. Taylor Launceston. Making a move too.
She is making
another Northeast girl.
Yeah, threw that one in there, mate.
I just thought I would.
Nicely done. Speaking of the Northeast, you can go for it again here.
This
Scottsdale and Old
Launceston. Big round, this
Launcestonians.
one.
It is.
This could
Massive
tell us a
game.
bit. So we got 1 vote T. Lehman OLs, 2 votes G. Knight Scottsdale, 3 votes A. Dowling OLs.
Well, the A came out, but it was Dowling, not Green. So that's going to keep things extremely interesting for the final round. But let's go to Evandale and Meander.
And we've got 1 vote A. Folks Evandale, 2 votes C. Howe Meander Valley, 3 votes J. Hodgkinson Meander.
All right, that's the end of round 17. 1 left to go. As you can see, absolutely no change at the top of the leaderboard. And then we got Deanne Taylor all of a sudden is right in calculations from Launceston with Emily McKinnell there of Bridgenorth. They're both sharing 14 votes from Alex Hall and Abby Green on 15. So 4 players in it. Are we going to get a tie?
Well, we'll find out very shortly, but it's good to see how close it is with 1 round to go.
It is. That is round number 18, and there are 3 matches to complete the round, and this is a crucial one. Old Launcestonians and Bridgenorth, 1 vote. J. Jamison, Old Launcestonians. 2 votes. M. Carlson, Bridgenorth. 3 votes. A. Green, Old Launcestonians. So Abby gets the 3. So that puts her 3 ahead.
You can still get that tie, Rick.
Listen to him. Launceston versus Scottsdale. Another massively crucial one, this one. 1 vote. D. Taylor, Launceston. 2 votes. A. Hall, Scottsdale. And 3 votes. Monique Dufty, Launceston. Old Scotch versus Hillwood. 1 vote, Jay Simons, Old Scotch. 2 votes, Jay Blair, Old Scotch. 3 votes, Zed Bourne from Old Scotch. So there we have it, round 18. What a finish. What a finish to the Women's Premier Division Best and Fairest count for 2022. On 11 votes, Noreen Marangi from Hillwood. Congratulations. Great season from you, including being named in the Premier Division Women's Team of the Year, deservedly so. Then we've got Emily McKinnell from Bridgenorth on 14 votes. In third place, and gee, she had a good finish to the season too, as you pointed out, from the northeast of the state, Deanne Taylor on 15 votes. And I might get you to just talk us a little bit through this. As I said, she's been in playing football ever since she can remember. I remember her telling me earlier on in the year when I caught up with her for a chat as part of the Scottsdale documentary series. I mean, she's got it in her blood. But congratulations to Alex Hall from Scottsdale. What a season. I don't want to call her a veteran because she's a heck of a lot younger than me, but she's still playing brilliant football.
She is, yes.
And 17 votes in the Premier Division NTFA W is outstanding.
Great effort. Scottsdale obviously didn't have as great a season as they've had the previous few, but to poll 17 votes, she lives and breathes it. Does so much for the club, her and Cable. So very well deserved.
Absolutely. So well done to you, Alex Hall. Outstanding result personally for you in season 2022. But our winner, our Premier Division Women's Best and Fairest for season 2022, congratulations to Abby Green, the coach of the Old Launcestonians Football Club, finishing there 1 vote clear of Alex Hall on 18. You were there at UTAS Stadium yesterday. That first 2 and a bit quarters in particular from Abby Green was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, and you see first and third there, probably 2 of the best players on the ground yesterday, and shows why they're up the top for the whole season. So, their form for the whole season's gone into their grand final as well.
Terrific to see that, Abby, obviously, and sadly for her, had some terrible injuries in the AFLW, but to come back to the north of the state, be playing and contributing to local football as it continues to develop. And a lot of people commented yesterday, the quality of that grand final between Launceston and Old Launcestonians was outstanding for people.
That was good. It was a great game of football. So very close all day, which was great to see. And a bit like the vote count here today, very close as well.
Absolutely. So well done to you, Abby. And we look forward to presenting you with your best and fairest on the 1st of October at the Gala Cocktail Party for the NTFA. Thanks, Scotty. We might have a little bit of a breather.
We will.
We're going to segue into the not replay, because otherwise you guys will be sitting here for the next 2 hours watching Longford and Rocherley. Worth watching. That was a cracking game yesterday afternoon. Played in front of
yesterday.
Yep, and played in front of almost 6,500 people. We're going to show you some highlight packages from that now. When we come back, it is going to be the announcement of the men's team of the year and then the best and fairest count for the men's seniors in the Premier Division. Here are all the highlights from what was a cracking grand final between the Country and the City Tigers.
Thought about setting it up for here, but he's handballed away. Long kick. That is a great kick. That is a goal from Jacob Wiggers. And Wiggers gets the first of the afternoon. The boy from Ulverston on the northwest coast. His dad was a great player for the Turners Beach Footy Club. And Jacob Wiggers gets the first goal for the Longford Tigers. And they lead 1-1-7. Rocherley yet to score. Rob Soward.
Fantastic.
Rocherley coach with a lovely set over the top, almost the mark taken by Bannister. He comes away with it though, has one bounce. Will he have a second? He will, but it doesn't bounce favourably for him. He's tackled, got his boots of ball, follows up again, tackled, outstanding tackle, and that's what you want to see rewarded, Rob Soward. Great work there from Jaden Harris, and he gets
quick on the lead, so the kick's got to be right out in front of him. Larby, another tap out. Geez, having a dominant first quarter. Here's Dinellon, handball on the top, Davies. Davies with a real good kick. That is a ripper. And the mark has been taken by number 39, Oliver Chugg. The Chuggs, wow, what a name in football, Chugg. From all around the northern part and throughout the whole state, really. Davies, that kick's just important.
He got the tap, but they're going to come again. They're doing well in the centre. Longford. Kick to half forward, sitting under it and doing very well. Nice mark taken by Taylor Stone. Oh, he's going to go across. Geez, that's dangerous. Yeah, it wasn't very smart. Poor kick. His teammate tells him about it. And, well, Murphy Cohen, I think he's given him a little bit of lip as well. Might have said thanks for the pass. Not sure what he was thinking here, Rob. He must shorten. I can only think that he didn't spot Murphy Cohen, but he was pretty close and could be costly. But it's important for Longford that Murphy Cohen finishes it off. That's a strong mark there taken by Gillow. He's had a good opening quarter. He's got good hands, this man, for a small forward. He's started very well. He fancies his chances here.
They really need to kick this, Rob, don't they? Because they've had no reward for multiple inside 50s, and Rochalee take it up.
2-on-1 favouring Longford, but it's going to spill free. Chance now for Anderson. Here's Cousins. Penetrating kick to about 35 out. That's a good strong mark from Andrew Cox-Goodger. Directly in front. He'll kick from about 30, 35 metres out. And Rob, you touched on a little earlier about the big leaders. They've got guys that can step up, and this is one guy that can hurt you in a very short space of time.
Yeah, he's a really smart footballer. Again, state league experience, and, you know, even as you get a little bit older, you just get smarter, and that's just a really strong mark by Cox-Goodger.
Andrew Cox-Goodger directly in front. Kicks it over the goal umpire's head. Second goal to Rochalee. And the margin back to 5 points. They're 2 straight 12. Longford 2 goals 5-17. Andrew Cox-Goodger with his first of the afternoon.
You called, and it's been very obvious, the dominance of Longford in the ruck, but they're certainly not capitalising on that when the ball hits the ground.
A very damaging player, and if he can get into this game, well, they're right in it still. But he must kick this. Zane Brown will kick from about 30. He's normally a good kick, and that one's no exception. The goal umpire doesn't move, and Rochalee responds straight away and reduced himself. 25 out. Larby gets it down. They've held up really well. It's one of those up and under kicks. It may not work out. It doesn't. And we're going to get a shot on goal here. And it's that man you don't want it to be with if you're a Longford supporter, and that's Jordan Cousins. So
pushes back on, goes for the big fella in Cowan. Murphy Cowan couldn't take the mark. Oh, no free kick. He did drop it like a hot scone, Darren Lowe. I think he did. Pearton, handball was loose. Bannister. Oh, caught with the footy. And the umpire said, you dropped it, Dakota.
great tackle.
And Thorpe, who's really, that's a high tackle. No question about that on Hawkins. Gee, they'd love an early goal. If they can sink a couple through, it might just happen. Here we go. High kick. Cox-Goodger. Use of the body with strength. Just got rid of Joel Lloyd. And he would just a pinpoint kick into the middle to Bannister. Bannister wants to get on with the job. They'd love another goal. The Bannister kick's got some penetration on it. Holton had to knock it away. Here they go. Quick little kick is okay. Well done by Etchells, who got it to Caden Cox-Goodger. And on his left boot, long sleeves, gets close to the man on the mark and has to hoist it high. Wiggers flies. Oh, that's a huge fly from Jaden Harris. It might have landed on his noggin. Here's Dakin. Just a little short ball, and that finds Thorpe. Thorpe, the man floating past is Wiggers, who kicked the first goal of the game. This one's not going to quite get there, but the mark has been taken by Gillow. And he's on the right side, Rob's me.
Some of those names, Michael, fathers of players playing today, or relatives. So real family environment as you'd expect at the Country Tigers.
Steeped in history. Here's Larby, takes it out of the ruck, banged it on the boot and finds Dakin. Well, this will be the absolute icing on the cake for Lachlan Dakin. He's booted one. Here's Larby. Been unbelievable in the ruck all day, Larby. He's given him an armchair ride. They've had no one to compete with him. Here's Dakin to take it out to 29 points. And the Longford faithful. Bassett, short kick to Provis. Provis from right on the paint of 50. There's the siren. The premiership drought has been broken. The Longford Football Club win their first premiership in 33 years with a stunning victory at UTAS Stadium.
Well, there we have it. What an afternoon, what an evening it was at UTAS Stadium yesterday.
Great game.
How do you reckon they're going out there today?
33 years, long time. So I reckon there's a lot of celebrating going on out there, which is good to see.
Well, for anyone that we obviously always talk about drinking responsibly, but no doubt there is plenty of celebrations and the parties continuing out at the Longford Football Club today for the reserves and, of course, the seniors as well. I bet they're having a great time out there at that famous ground.
Yep, I'd say so. Bringing a bit of good product out there as well.
Yes, indeed. Hey, it was a great grand final, though, because like Rochalee, Cousins was unbelievable yesterday. Ponting had a great game as well, and they never gave up. You know, Bannister was solid as well, and it was just late that Longford really drew away. You had a feeling Longford were that little bit better and more consistent over the four quarters.
Probably across the whole four quarters they were. As we were watching it, like half time, they were within striking distance, and we knew what had happened a couple of weeks earlier when, Longford got the jump on Rochalee, and Rochalee came back pretty well. So, we thought there was still a chance, but no, to Longford's credit, they weathered the storm and, went on with it. Yeah,
Larby, of course, getting BOG yesterday was outstanding for them in the ruck, but I thought the skipper, Josh Frankham, was tremendous as well, and just his toughness and the clearances that they got as well was great. But, look, awesome performance from both sides yesterday. It was a great spectacle, and you know what I really enjoyed? The fact that it was under lights. Yeah. It was great, and being on that ground, it looked great on the live stream, but the atmosphere there yesterday afternoon, as you know, was quite something, and there's something special about being under lights.
100%, and it's just great to have footy back there for the NTFA. It's the best place to play football, and it's good to have both grand finals there over the last 2 weeks.
It's been a huge couple of weeks, and we're almost done.
We are.
We've just got the Premier Division seniors now left to go with the vote count, but first things first, we're going to announce the team of the year for the Premier Division. I'll tell you what, I was just talking off camera to NTFA President Scotty Rigby a little earlier. This is a hell of a team.
Very good team.
They would, I know there's probably our friends from the northwest and the south are watching, but I don't know that they'd have much chance.
Well,
we've got the bragging rights this year, of course, in the competition.
And a lot of these boys would have played in that side. So
yep. And now this Premier Division team obviously was finalised before the grand final yesterday, but well done to Premiership winning coach as well, Bo Thorpe. They've been under a lot of pressure, Longford. I think they'd lost 6 grand finals in a row that they'd been in. Yep. And, of course, we know now 1989 was the last senior premiership that they won, but well-deserved there for Bo Thorpe to be coach, so congratulations to him. We've got 4 players from Rochalee and 5 from Longford in here, but that back line of Richards, your mate Jacob Singline from Scottsdale, Sam Borlini, Jaden Harris, Luke McCarty, of course, who won the Best and Fairest in the NTFA last year as well, and Tyler Kelly from Deloraine. Great season from Kelly as well. That's a very, very strong last line of defence.
It is, yep.
Speaking of strong, look at this. Hamish Leadham, of course, former Launceston player now with Hillwood. Liam Davies, great season for Longford. And then you've got Ponting, Joe Krushka, Jordan Cousins and Isaac Thompson. That is a fantastic centre line, isn't it?
That's a magnificent centre line, yeah.
How'd you go against them, mate? You were a fine footballer back in the day.
Well, I was a tagger towards the end, and I probably did play on Cousins a couple of times, but I wouldn't have wanted to line up on a lot of those names week in, week out.
No. And let's have a look at the forward line. Jordan Tepper from South Launceston, Matty Dennis from Bracknell, Brady G from Georgetown, a great season and terrific to see Georgetown. Of course, they got pipped in that last round from playing in the finals, but so good to see the Georgetown Football Club back up there and having a strong season 2022. Ethan Petterwood, coach of Scottsdale. Josh Holton, of course, in action yesterday. And Luke Murfitt-Cohen kicked 5 yesterday for Longford in the grand final, the policeman.
Yep.
And had a great game. And our interchange, Zach Burt from Georgetown, of course, former TSL player, back at his hometown of Georgetown. Joshy Frankham from Longford, Sam Douglas from Bracknell, and Jack Donnellan from Longford, who also had a terrific game yesterday in the grand final. So well done to all of them. But that is a strong team, isn't it?
It is a very strong team, yes.
All right. Well, that is the team of the year. So congratulations to everyone that made that very strong NTFA representative side if we put them on the park tomorrow. Well, probably not tomorrow because a lot of them are enjoying a mad Sunday.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't want to be playing tomorrow, I don't think.
But who knows? They might be representing the NTFA next year in the Rep Series. But let's get into the Premier Division Seniors Best and Fairest count. And let's have a look at the leaderboard as it stands after round number 9. And we can see that Jordan Cousins, well, there he is. He's had a great day. He was unbelievable yesterday for the Tigers, for Rocha Lee. And then we've got Thompson there from Hillwood, Joshy Frankham, the skipper of Longford, and Ethan Petterwood there on 10. And then we've got Matty Dennis, absolute star from the Bracknell Football Club. And we've got Rocha Lee coach there in Josh Ponting on 8 votes as well. So that is a star-studded top 6.
Well, we might be in for another close one.
I think so. We've got a couple of coaches in there, of course. Yep. We've got Petterwood and Ponting. So let's get into it. Round number 10. And Scotty Hill, we might get you to take it away firstly with Rocha Lee and Scottsdale.
And we've got 1 vote, Jay Holton, Rocha Lee. 2 votes, Jay Ponting, Rocha Lee. 3 votes, D. Bannister, Rocha Lee.
Had a good game there for the Tigers yesterday. Both of them did, Bannister and Ponting. And we move now on to Bracknell, and they took on Georgetown in round 10.
We've got A. Zenevra, Georgetown, 1 vote. S. Douglas, Bracknell, 2 votes. M. Dennis, Bracknell, 3 votes.
All right, important 3 votes for Matty Dennis. Longford took on Bridgenorth.
We've got 1 vote, J. Donnellan, Longford. 2 votes, M. Larby, Longford.
Best on ground yesterday in the grand final.
He was. And 3 votes, Jay Frankham, Longford.
And he wasn't too far behind, the skipper for the Tigers. Deloraine and South Launceston round out round number 10.
1 vote, J. Scott, Deloraine. 2 votes, L. McCarty, South Launceston. 3 votes, C. Lowe, South Launceston.
Okay, well, let's see what that does to the leaderboard. And we can see that Jordan Cousins from Rocha Lee is leading the way by just 1 vote from the Longford skipper, Josh Frankham. And Matty Dennis has moved into equal third there with Isaac Thompson from Hillwood, Ethan Petterwood, and Josh Ponting on 10, just 4 votes behind. Long way to go as we head to round number 11. And our first game for the votes is Scottsdale and Hillwood. 1 vote went the way of A. Taylor, Hillwood. 2 votes, J. Robinson, Scottsdale. 3 votes, J. Krushka, Scottsdale. South Launceston versus Longford. 1 vote, J. Donnellan, Longford. 2 votes, M. Larby, Longford. 3 votes, J. Harris, Longford. Bridgenorth Parrots, they took on Bracknell down at Bridgenorth. E. Goldfinch, Bracknell, 1 vote. 2 votes, S. Douglas, Bracknell. 3 votes, M. Dennis, Bracknell. And Georgetown and Rocha Lee, 1 vote, B. G. T. Georgetown.
That's it.
BG's. All right, move on to 2 votes. And that went the way of D. Bannister, Rocha Lee. 3 votes, A. Jeffries, Georgetown. So Bannister getting a few votes as well.
He is, and Matty Dennis is making a bit of a move.
He has made a move. We'll move on to round number 12. And Scotty will start with Rocha Lee and Bridgenorth.
Well, 1 vote, K. Cox Goodyear, Rocha Lee. 2 votes, J. Ponting, Rocha Lee. 3 votes, G. Provis, Rocha Lee.
The other Tigers, Longford played Deloraine.
1 vote, Longford, L. Davies. 2 votes, Longford, B. Thorpe. 3 votes, Longford, J. Donnellan.
Also making a little bit of a move. And, of course, we know these 2 sides are rivals, the Hillwood Sharks and the Georgetown Saints.
We've got 1 vote, Hillwood, H. Leadham. 2 votes, Georgetown, C. Evans. 3 votes, Georgetown, Z. Allen.
And finally, to round out the 12th round of Premier Division football, Bracknell versus South Launceston.
We've got 1 vote, L. Cocker, South Launceston. 2 votes, Espolini, Bracknell. 3 votes, 3 in a row, Matty Dennis, Bracknell.
Yep, 9 votes in 3 rounds there for the star Bracknell player in Matty Dennis. So, round 13, movers and shakers are happening. And we'll check the leaderboard at the end of this round to see how we are situated. But let's kick it off between Georgetown and Scottsdale in round number 13. 1 vote, Jay Krushka, Scottsdale. 2 votes, A. Jeffries, Georgetown. 3 votes went the way of Lockie Young, Scottsdale. South Launceston versus Rochalee. 1 vote, Jay Cousins, Rochalee. 2 votes to our defending best and fairest, El McCarty, South Launceston. And 3 votes to the coach of Rochalee, Jay Ponting. Deloraine versus Bracknell. 1 vote, S. Douglas, Bracknell. 2 votes, M. Dennis, Bracknell, continuing his outstanding form. And 3 votes, N. Mitchell, Bracknell. Bridgenorth versus Hillwood. 1 vote, Jay Griffiths, Bridgenorth. 2 votes, A. Taylor, Hillwood. 3 votes, H. Leadham, Hillwood. So I think we're going to see a bit of moving and shaking going on here, Scotty. Let's bring up the leaderboard at the end of round 13. And, yep, there we can see it. Matty Dennis.
He's kicked away.
He has 5 votes clear of Rochalee teammates and stars Jordan Cousins, Josh Ponting. Frankham is well and truly in contention still on 13. Douglas on 12, as well as Thompson from Hillwood on 12 votes. So Matty Dennis is the man to catch. Plenty of rounds left. Let's go to round number 14, Scotty, and we'll start with Rochalee and Deloraine.
We've got 1 vote, Rochalee, D. Bannister. 2 votes, Rochalee, L. Richards. 3 votes, Rochalee, J. Ponting.
So a little bit of a move
Getting
there
closer.
from the coach. Bracknell versus Longford.
1 vote, Longford, J. Denellen. 2 votes, Longford, M. Larby. 3 votes, Longford, J. Frankham.
So there's a bit of movement. Hillwood, South Launceston.
We've got C. Lowe, South Launceston with 1 vote. 2 votes, J. Tepper, South Launceston. 3 votes, El McCarty, South Launceston.
He's not giving it up easily either, is he, the defending champ?
He's going well at the moment.
And finally, Scottsdale versus Bridgenorth.
We've got 1 vote, E. Petalwood, Scottsdale. 2 votes, B. Tuffin, Scottsdale. 3 votes, J. Krushka, Scottsdale.
Had a great year, didn't he, for the Magpies? Of course, coming over from Bridport and having a terrific season is the star from Scottsdale in Joey Krushka. So that is the end of round 14. We'll skip the leaderboard for now. We'll keep everyone guessing a little bit and go to round number 15, starting with Deloraine and Hillwood. 1 vote went the way of A. Taylor from Hillwood. 2 votes, L. Bakes, Deloraine. 3 votes, he's making a bit of a move too, H. Leadham from Hillwood, of course, the ruckman, former premiership player at Launceston. Longford versus Rochalee, 1 vote. J. Frankham, Longford. 2 votes, J. Denellen, Longford. 3 votes in the grand final match here. In the end, as it turned out to be, went the way of L. Davies, Longford. South Launceston versus Scottsdale, 1 vote. J. Child, South Launceston. 2 votes, C. Lowe, South Launceston. 3 votes, J. Tepper, South Launceston. Of course, forward line in the team of the year for the NTFA as well. Tremendous player, Jordan Tepper as well. So he's making a little bit of a move as well.
Yep, moving up the board.
Of course, Bracknell with the bye in this round, so the gap could be bridged a little bit by the looks of it. And we move on now to Bridgenorth and Georgetown. 1 vote, A. Jeffries, Georgetown. 2 votes, C. Walker Russell, Bridgenorth. 3 votes, M. Zanetto, Bridgenorth. So that is the end of round 15. So 3 rounds remaining. And we will check the all-important leaderboard. Not just yet.
End of this round.
We'll do it at the end of this round. We'll keep everyone guessing. Round 16. Scotty Hill from Bogues. Here we go. Bracknell versus Rochalee.
Big one, this one. S. Douglas, Bracknell, 1 vote. S. Borlini, Bracknell, 2 votes. N. Mitchell, Bracknell, 3 votes.
Okay, interesting. Longford versus Hillwood, another big one in the context of the leaderboard.
We got 1 vote, L. Murphy Cowan, Longford. 2 votes, L. Davies, Longford. 3 votes, M. Larby, Longford.
He's polling well the last few rounds as well. The big blonde ruckman.
Deloraine and Scottsdale, J. Crushgar, Scottsdale, 1 vote. E. Petalwood, Scottsdale, 2 votes. K. Lanham, Scottsdale, 3 votes.
Okay, and the final match of round 16 was South Launceston and Georgetown.
We've got 1 vote, L. Cocker, South Launceston. 2 votes, J. Child, South Launceston. 3 votes, J. Tepper, South Launceston.
Wow.
Making a move as well.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting viewing the leaderboard. Just remembering we've got 2 rounds left to go. And there it is. It is closing.
Very close.
Matty Dennis leading by just 2 votes from Josh Ponting, and Josh Frankham well and truly in contention on 17, and a big move here from Tepper from South Launceston as well. He's closed it to 4, so he remains in contention. Jordan Cousins mathematically in contention, and then of course we've got Dunellen and Ethan Petalwood there on 13, so massive couple of rounds, and it is really tight. And of course, most people would be aware that the final round, Bracknell went down to Scottsdale as well in a thriller. So, I mean, it could come down to that game. We'll have to wait and see.
And South Launceston had the bye in the last round, so it might make it hard for Jordan.
All right, let's go into round 17, second last round of the season. And we'll start off with Bridgenorth and South Launceston. 1 vote, T. Foon, South Launceston. 2 votes, J. Tepper, South Launceston, and 3 votes are Sergeant Bridgenorth. Georgetown versus Deloraine. 1 vote, Deloraine, T. Kelly. 2 votes, K. Wadley, Deloraine. 3 votes went the way of former Best and Fairest winner, Lockie Dornoff from Deloraine. Round 17. Continuing now with Hillwood and Bracknell. This is a big one as well. 1 vote, J. Dyer, Bracknell. 2 votes, J. Triffett, Bracknell. And the all-important 3 votes went the way of Bracknell, S. Borlini. And Scottsdale versus Longford. Another big one in the context of our leaderboard as we get set for the final round. 1 vote, B. Mullins, Scottsdale. 2 votes, J. Harris, Longford. 3 votes, J. Dunellen, Longford. So we've got 1 round to go. Scott Hill, and let's have a look at the leaderboard. Matty Dennis leading the way by 2 from Josh Ponting. Jordan Tepper, as you mentioned, South have the bye. Josh Frankham there on 17. So we've got 4 within 3 there. So it's going to be a big round 18, and you've got the honour of doing it. You're feeling under pressure.
Oh, yeah, no, a little bit of pressure here to get the names right and not get it wrong.
He's
but
gone all serious, got the arms crossed.
Yeah,
and,
we'll see what we can do here.
All right, well, good luck to you, Scott Hill, and good luck to our leaders. Here we go. Final round to decide our best and fairest winner for season 2022 in the NTFA Premier Division, round 18, and we're going to kick it off with Deloraine and Bridgenorth. Take it away, Scott.
So Deloraine, 1 vote, L. Dornoff. Bridgenorth, 2 votes, M. Zanetto. And 3 votes, B. Jack from Bridgenorth.
Okay, so 3 games left to go. Rochalee and Hillwood is up next.
We've got 1 vote, Rochalee, K. Cox Goodyear.
All right, now the important 2 and 3 votes in this match. Which way are they going to go?
The 2 goes to Rochalee's J. Cousins and L. Richards from Rochalee with 3 votes.
Yep, the skipper had a great game in defence yesterday for Rochalee in the grand final. Longford versus Georgetown.
1 vote, J. Dunellen, Longford. 2 votes, C. Pearton, Longford.
This is a big one.
3 votes. M. Larby Longford. He's had a good finish to the
He
year.
has had a good finish to the year and an even better one yesterday, personally and collectively with the club. Let's go to Bracknell and Scottsdale, the final game of season 2022 home and away season.
We've got 1 vote Bracknell, N. Mitchell. 2 votes Scottsdale, E. Petalwood.
Now,
3 votes.
drum roll. We need one, don't we?
There we go. Jay Krushka, Scottsdale. He's finished the year really well as well.
He has. That was an incredible match too, that one. It got Scottsdale into the finals.
It did, yes.
Not many would have picked them. It was at Bracknell and a massive result. So that is the end of the count. So we're not going to declare the winner just yet because it is very, very tight. So let's start with the final leaderboard. 3rd place. There we have it. Coming up now, Jordan Cousins, Josh Frankham, Jack Donnellan. How tight is that, Scott? And look at those players. They all featured prominently yesterday in the grand final, finishing on 17 votes.
Another nice close one.
Yep. Geez, we've got some talent in this NTFA comp. 2nd place and 1 vote further up on 18. We have runner-ups. And there they are, Josh Ponting and Jordan Tepper. Congratulations to you both. Josh, of course, from the Rochelle Football Club, and Jordan Tepper, another great season for him, a consistent player for the Bulldogs, finishing on 18. And that leaves us to announce our 2022 Premier Division Seniors Best and Fairest winner. Massive congratulations to Matthew Dennis from the Bracknell Football Club. Thoroughly deserving winner. He's an outstanding footballer and a fabulous person as well. He's been brilliant since coming down here to the NTFA.
He has, yeah, no. He's had another great year and, very deserving winner.
What a close count.
It is, yes. No, we've had close counts in all grades, so it's been great.
And what does that tell you about the footy comp as well? I mean, when you look at those names, Dennis, Ponting, Tepper, Cousins, Frankham, Donnellan, I mean, I think these are guys that could, easily play at the highest level in Tasmania.
Well, and they have all played at the highest level. So it's good to see them coming back and strengthening the NTFA. It's been great.
Absolutely. So Matty Dennis from Bracknell Football Club. I know they had a big function out there yesterday as well, and there'll be more celebrations happening on this Sunday afternoon as well. Thoroughly deserving winner. Well done to you, and also to our runners-up, Josh Ponting and Jordan Tepper, and Jordan Cousins, Josh Frankham, and Jack Donnellan finishing in 3rd. Just 3 votes separating 6 players there. So very, very tight count indeed. Huge thanks as well to our umpires for being a part of season 2022. And of course, the votes, they come from the umps.
They do.
And I'll tell you what, when you have a look at that, they've obviously observed the games very, very well also. And I think that's a great outcome for all of them. 6 terrific players there finishing in the top 3. So, well, Scotty Hill from Bogues, once again, thanks for joining us on this Sunday afternoon and stepping away from the family for a little while.
Yeah, no, all good. All good.
Time to look after the kiddies?
Yeah, no, dropped them off to the sister for a while, so that's been good.
Excellent.
Gives me a bit of a break.
Yeah. All right, well, and again, a massive thanks to you and to Bogues, of course. We're back into a whole new deal once again, and I know it's been without telling everyone all the numbers and boring them. But we know from an organisational point of view, it's been a brilliant year, and no doubt probably want to say a huge thanks to the clubs, because I know it's been a great year for them in terms of what you're giving back to the footy clubs, but what they're giving back as well.
Yeah, 100%. They've supported the deal really well and made it work. So it's been really good this year. We're in front of the numbers we did last year so far, so which is great with a few less games in Division 1 and obviously Bridport stepping out for a year. So the partnership's been brilliant and the clubs have supported it very well. So we're very happy. Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to next year. Thanks for a great season 2022. Thanks very much to everyone at home or wherever you may be watching from your local footy club as well for being a part of our NTFA Premier Division Best and Fairest count for 2022. So the count's done. Presentations, that's the last thing of the year for season 2022. We hope you can join us for those that are going to be there. What's going to be a great night on the 1st of October. For all our winners, well, we'll be in touch over the next few days as well to send you out your invite. Hope you can make it. Thanks for joining us, and to everyone that's been a part of the NTFA this year. It's been a great year of footy on the park, and we're looking forward to a great off-season, but a great 2023. Thanks very much. Rick Fontaine and Scotty Hill signing off now. Very good afternoon.